Previously at house of R.Lateish. If you guys are not all caught up with my kitchen organization, definitely head over to that video to check it out. We are back in the kitchen, still trying to get this kitchen a bit organized and decluttered so it's more functional for my family. And today we'll be tackling this cupboard that is next to the stove, as well as the cupboard across from it. I'm going to start off by removing everything from the cupboard so I can give it a good clean down. We want to go ahead and remove any dirt that is lingering, as well as give it a nice wipe down so it's nice and refreshed before we go in and just reorganize and declutter the space. As you guys can see, everything is just thrown in there. It has no structure at all. It makes absolutely no sense. And every time I open this door, some covers are falling out or the towels are falling out. So I just want to rearrange the stuff so that it makes sense and it's not so cluttered. To clean the space, I'm going to go in first with my Swiffer duster. Then to wipe it down, I'm using a microfiber cloth with my Sagriton disinfectant spray. I'm also going to be using some drawer liners, and I like to get the drawer liners that have those little bumps. It's also easier to cut because you just follow the line, but it's really good with helping the trays or whatever I rest on top of it not slip and slide. So I also like that as well about it. It's not a smooth liner. Definitely try purchasing the liners that have a little bit of texture. It really goes a long way. So I'm going to be lining both of these shelves just to make sure that everything stays neat and tidy as well as in place. My plate dividers or pot dividers came from Amazon, and they came in a set of 4, which was really affordable. Anything you guys see in today's video, if you're interested in it, definitely check the description box. I should have them linked down there for you guys, and if not, it's because I could not find them, but I'll do my best to link everything for you guys if you're interested. These shelves also came from Amazon, and they came in a set of 2. They also gave an option for a set of 4, but I opted for the set of 2 because I didn't really need that many shelves. But y'all, the price was amazing. Because I am just going by the seat of my pants in this organization, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So I wanted to keep everything in the video just so you guys would see my thought process, the errors that I made before I came up with a solution, because I think it's really good to show the mistakes versus just the perfection, because that's not reality. It is a process to get to where you need to be. Take that however you want, in whichever area of your life you wish to place it, but it is not just instant perfection. It is a process, and I just wanted to show you guys all the mistakes I made before I actually came up with a doable solution. My original thought was to place all of my cups on the top shelf and then place all of my platings from the other cupboard on the bottom shelf. But that will not work because my cupboards are not wide enough. And I underestimated the sizes of our plates. They're really big. They're taller than the shelving, and it just would not work. So I'm showing you guys the process, and I really do hope that you guys appreciate that. As you guys can see, it looks just as junky as it did the first time. At least to me, it does. And I sat there for a good while just thinking of how I can change this, how to make it right. Y'all, it was a process. It was so much of a process that I had to sit back and just step away from it for a minute and then come back to it. My blue plates were too big, they were too tall, they were too wide, they could not fit under the shelf, and that was on the top, like the little hook. It was on the top shelf, so I couldn't lift that shelf any higher, and it could not sit in there laying down because it was still too wide, and it just would sit on top of the plating. It was just a hot mess. At this point, I removed the plate stands and I decided to use the shelves only. And at this point, still trying to make it work, but have not reached the point of I'm satisfied with this as yet. At this point, I was a little bit frustrated, but I decided to just take a breather, sit it out for a minute, go through my thoughts, and then come back to it. So now I'm dealing with the cupboard adjacent from it. This cupboard was also not quite organized, but I knew how to deal with it with the plating and everything, so it wasn't too bad. But I decided to take everything out just to give it a good wipe down before placing in the organizers and seeing if I can organize it a bit more. It basically had most of our microfiber cloths, the plate trays, my cutting boards, as well as the plates that I was trying to place over in the other cupboard. I wanted to stand up all of my cutting boards as well as the cake stands, but as y'all can see, once again, the cupboard is not wide enough to stand them up, and the shelving does not go any higher. So I just placed them back the way I had them the first time. So the bottom shelf was basically the same way I had it before I took everything out and cleaned them down. And the top shelf, I wanted to add all of the cupboards for my Tupperware and the little containers that I store stuff in. I wanted to add them on that top shelf, but y'all, it just was not making sense to me. So I did sit there for a good minute just thinking. After placing all of the covers and the Tupperware back into the cupboards, it just didn't make sense to me and it looked like wasted space. So I went ahead and added all of my microfiber cloths into a basket. That made sense. Then I went over to this cupboard again to tackle it, and this is what I came up with. The opposite side stayed with all of the plates that was originally there, and this side stayed with all of the cups that was originally there. The only thing I did was place the two small shelves together to get an even layout and the two tall shelves together to get an even layout, and it came out perfectly. What do you guys think? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not as yet, and I will see y'all in the next video. Who knows, we still may be organizing some stuff. Auf Wiedersehen.